Welcome to our video. Today, we're uncovering the 6 worst fish you should never eat if you have diabetes. From commonly consumed to less obvious choices, these fish could be spiking your blood sugar or causing other serious health issues. Fish is often recommended as a healthy source of protein, especially for people with diabetes. But not all fish are good for you. In fact, some can do more harm than good. Whether it's hidden unhealthy fats, high levels of harmful substances, or additives that mess with your blood sugar, certain fish should be off your plate. Let's dive in and uncover which fish should be crossed off your menu. Kicking off our list at number 6 is the American eel. This slippery fish might look harmless, but it could bring trouble to your health. This has something to do with where these eels come from. Many American eels are farmed in polluted waters. This means they might be swimming in a cocktail of harmful substances. As they grow, these eels absorb and accumulate toxins from their environment, which in turn can transfer to your body if you consume one. One of the harmful substances that American eels have is their high mercury content. Mercury is a neurotoxin, which means this can damage your nervous system. For diabetics who are already at risk for nerve problems, this is especially worrying. Here's what happens when mercury enters your body. It can interfere with your nerve function. This might lead to numbness, tingling, or even pain in your hands and feet, symptoms that many diabetics already struggle with. By eating American eel, you could be causing these problems worse without even realizing it. In addition, mercury can also mess with your body's ability to regulate blood sugar. This means that even if you're careful about what you eat and take your medication, the mercury from the eel could be working against you, making it harder to keep your diabetes under control. Now, how did these eels get so toxic in the first place? The answer lies in their life cycle. American eels spend most of their lives in freshwater, but they travel to the ocean to spawn. This long journey exposes them to various pollutants along the way, including mercury. Plus, they're what you call bottom feeders, which means they're more likely to ingest contaminants that settle on the ocean floor. So, how can you protect yourself? When you're at the fish counter or looking at a menu, keep an eye out for American eel. It might be listed under different names, like yellow eel or silver eel. If you're not sure, don't be afraid to ask where the eel comes from, because by avoiding American eel, you're taking an important step in protecting your health. Coming in at number 5, we have sturgeon. Specifically, we will discuss the dangers of the sturgeon's eggs, more commonly known as caviar, a delicacy in the fine dining world. Those tiny black pearls that grace the plates of the elite hold a secret that every diabetic needs to know. This luxurious delicacy comes with a hefty price tag, not just for your wallet, but potentially for your health too. Sturgeons take a long time to mature, often spending decades in the water before producing eggs. During their development period, they're exposed to various environmental pollutants. As sturgeons swim and feed, they absorb contaminants from the water. These toxins accumulate in their bodies over time, concentrating on their fatty tissues and their eggs. This means that by the time caviar reaches your plate, it can contain high levels of harmful substances. 2 of the most concerning contaminants found in caviar are mercury and polychlorinated biphenyls, PCBs. These harmful substances can bring big problems for people managing diabetes. Here's why. These toxins can interfere with your body's ability to regulate blood sugar. For someone already working hard to keep their glucose levels in check, this added complication can be serious. Moreover, the contaminants in caviar may also contribute to inflammation in your body, which can make it even harder to manage your condition effectively. Now you might ask, why we can't just farm sturgeon to avoid these issues? Well, the demand for this luxury food has led to unsustainable fishing practices. Overfishing has pushed many sturgeon species to the brink of extinction. So, what's a caviar lover with diabetes to do? Don't worry, you don't have to give up on caviar altogether. Experts suggest looking for fish eggs from American lake sturgeon or American hackleback shovel-nosed sturgeon. These options are more sustainable and generally have lower levels of contaminants. If you're looking for something completely different to serve as an appetizer in place of caviar, consider smoked salmon with goat cheese and cucumber slices. This alternative offers a similar touch of luxury to your meal, but with added health benefits. Salmon is rich in omega-3 fatty acids, which can help reduce inflammation and support heart health, both important factors for managing diabetes. Next up at number 4, we have marlin. This fish is a prized catch among sport fishing enthusiasts, but holds a dark secret beneath its impressive exterior. This large predatory fish ranks as the 4th worst choice for people managing diabetes. But what makes this popular seafood option so dangerous? The problem with marlin lies in its position at the top of the ocean food chain. As apex predators, marlins accumulate toxins from all the smaller fish they consume throughout their lives. This process, known as bioaccumulation, results in marlin meat containing high levels of harmful substances, particularly mercury. Mercury is a potent neurotoxin that can wreak havoc on your nervous system. For people with diabetes who are already at risk for nerve damage, consuming marlin could exacerbate existing complications or trigger new ones. The toxins in marlin can interfere with normal brain function and potentially worsen diabetes-related issues. Studies show that the mercury levels in marlin are still alarmingly high. Health experts strongly advise against eating all types of striped marlin and most blue marlin. The only exception is blue marlin caught in Hawaiian waters, which tends to have slightly lower toxin levels. However, even this option still carries risks for those with diabetes. But you don't have to give up on seafood entirely. There are plenty of safer alternatives that offer similar nutritional benefits without the high toxin levels. Consider options like halibut, which provide high-quality protein and beneficial omega-3 fatty acids without the risks associated with marlin. When shopping for fish, always check the source and species. Look for clear labeling and don't hesitate to ask questions about where the fish came from. If you're dining out, be proactive about inquiring about the type of fish used in dishes, especially if they're described as catch of the day or simply as whitefish. Now let's move on to a different kind of fish, the shellfish. At number 3, we have shrimp. Not all shrimp are created equal. When you're at the seafood counter, those plump shrimp might look tempting. But if you have diabetes, it's crucial to know where your shrimp comes from. Imported shrimp, often farm-raised in countries with less strict regulations, can harbour hidden dangers that pose a particular risk to people with diabetes. The journey of these tiny crustaceans from farm to table is where the trouble begins. Many overseas shrimp farms use practices that can lead to contamination. Poor water quality and overcrowded conditions create the perfect breeding ground for harmful bacteria. But it doesn't stop there. To combat these unhealthy conditions, some farms use antibiotics. While this might sound like a good thing, it actually contributes to a bigger problem. Overuse of antibiotics can lead to antibiotic-resistant bacteria. For people with diabetes, who often have weakened immune systems, this is particularly concerning. During processing and transportation, more risks can creep in. Inadequate sanitation and improper handling can introduce even more contaminants. E. coli and Salmonella, 2 types of bacteria that can cause serious illness, have been found in imported shrimp samples. Now, let's talk about what this means if you have diabetes. Your body is already working hard to manage blood sugar levels. The last thing you need is to introduce harmful bacteria or chemicals that could further stress your system. When these contaminants enter your body, they can trigger an immune response. For someone with diabetes, this additional strain can make it even harder to control blood sugar levels. In some cases, it might even lead to more severe complications. Remember, knowledge is power when it comes to managing your health. By choosing wisely, you can still enjoy shrimp as part of a balanced diet. Just be sure to pair it with diabetes-friendly sides like leafy greens or whole grains. Coming in at number 2 is shark. The problem with sharks starts long before they end up on your plate. Throughout their lives, sharks accumulate high levels of mercury in their bodies. This happens because sharks are at the top of the ocean food chain. They eat other fish that have already absorbed mercury from the water and their food. As sharks live and grow, mercury builds up in their bodies, especially in their meat. When people eat shark meat, they're taking in all that stored up mercury, and this can lead to dangerously high levels of mercury in the human body. Health experts are clear about this. It's best for everyone, especially those with diabetes, to avoid eating shark altogether. The Food and Drug Administration has even put out warnings about how much shark people should eat. They say adults and children should limit how much shark they consume due to its high mercury levels. So, how can you protect yourself? Instead of shark, look for fish that are lower on the food chain. These fish usually have less mercury. Good choices include sardines or herring. Finally, at the top of our list at number 1 is Atlantic salmon. So why is farmed Atlantic salmon so problematic? Crowded into pens, they're often fed an unnatural diet that includes antibiotics and pesticides. This leads to higher levels of contaminants in their flesh compared to their wild counterparts. One of the biggest concerns with farmed Atlantic salmon is its high levels of polychlorinated biphenyls, PCBs. These industrial chemicals can wreak havoc on your body, especially if you have diabetes. PCBs have been linked to increased inflammation and oxidative stress, both of which can make it harder to control blood sugar levels. But it's not just PCBs that make farmed Atlantic salmon a risky choice. These fish also tend to have higher levels of mercury compared to wild-caught salmon. As we've learned, mercury is a neurotoxin that can damage your nervous system and interfere with blood sugar regulation. At a cellular level, the contaminants found in farmed Atlantic salmon can cause oxidative stress. This means they produce harmful free radicals that can damage cells throughout your body. For diabetics, this added stress can worsen insulin resistance and potentially lead to more severe complications. The fatty acid profile of farmed Atlantic salmon is another concern. While salmon is known for its omega-3 content, farmed varieties often have an imbalanced ratio of omega-6 to omega-3 fatty acids. This imbalance can promote inflammation in the body, which is particularly problematic for people with diabetes who are already at risk for inflammatory conditions. So, what's a fish lover with diabetes to do? Opt for wild-caught salmon, particularly from Alaska. It's a much safer choice. These fish have lower levels of contaminants and a better fatty acid profile. Beyond salmon, there are plenty of other fish options that can be part of a healthy diet for diabetics. This includes Atlantic mackerel, rainbow trout, and Pacific halibut. These fish offer a good balance of nutrients without the high risk of contamination found in farmed Atlantic salmon. Managing diabetes is all about making informed choices. By being aware of the risks associated with certain fish and choosing safer alternatives, you're taking an important step in protecting your health. And there you have it, 6 worst fish you should never eat if you have diabetes. American eel, sturgeon, marlin, shrimp, shark, and Atlantic salmon. Choosing the right fish can make a big difference in managing your diabetes. Every meal is a chance to improve your health. If you found this video helpful, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up, share it with friends, and subscribe to our channel for more health tips. Also, please don't forget to hit the bell icon so you never miss our latest videos. Now, we'd love to hear from you. Did any of these fish surprise you? If you're managing diabetes, have you already removed some of them from your diet? Share your thoughts and any tips for healthy alternatives in the comments below. Thanks for watching, stay healthy, and we'll see you in the next video.